My name's Hayden Wadsworth, and I'll be presenting on the article He Fought Halliburton and Won. It's about Mr. Menendez. He was asked to book a bill and hold, which is not ethical, an ethical accounting method. At Halliburton, the culture was to make these entries, and it would basically inflate revenue before the sale even happened. So a lot of these assets weren't even put together, they weren't ready to be sold, and they were being sold and booked as if they already had been. So this presentation goes over the steps that the IMA recommends for whistleblowers to follow. And firstly, it recommends that they meet with their immediate supervisor and discuss the issue, which Menendez did. He met with McCullen and went over the issues that he saw with the bill and hold. Mr. Menendez researched it for months and went over internal policies and memos to figure out if this was legal and something that he could approve. And he found that it wasn't, and he shared this information with the supervisor. He agreed with him, but he drug his feet. He didn't do anything, he didn't take any action on it. So Mr. Menendez decided to escalate the issue, and he wrote an email to the audit committee. This email was then shared with all the executives at Halliburton and trickled down into the workforce. From that point on, Mr. Menendez was treated very poorly, and it was just different at Halliburton for Mr. Menendez from this point. And then from the audit committee, the SEC opened an inquiry against Halliburton to investigate the issue further. And then the next step in the IMA process recommends that you clarify the issue with an impartial party. Basically, so you're not making an emotional decision. This decision has been thought out, and unbiased people can give their opinion to you on whether this is actually an issue worth whistleblowing, because a lot of the repercussions from whistleblowing can be intense. So Menendez didn't speak with an IMA advisor or really an impartial party besides legal counsel. But he did speak with his wife about it and some other coworkers, and each of them supported him and reassured him that it was a worthwhile cause to fight for. So he had a lot of support, and he made sure that he was making an impartial decision, that it was actually an ethical issue that needed to be escalated and brought to the public's attention. The next step is consult a legal attorney, which Menendez did multiple times. So he ended up taking this to the courts and having to fight it. He got dismissed by the first judge, and he just couldn't believe it. He lost his first attorney, lost a lot of time, money, and his job, all of these things to fight this. So he ended up getting another attorney and ended up winning in his second trial, and he was awarded $30,000. Now, when you think of what he was awarded, the question is like, what was it worth it? Was the fight worth it? And at face value, it doesn't look like it was. This was a 9-year battle. He lost his job, lost time with his family, probably had some health issues with the stress and everything. And you're like, man, those 9 years probably weren't worth it for him. Like, what has he done? However, when you look into the statistics, they show that Menendez had a huge impact on whistleblowers in general, and that was his fight. He wasn't fighting just for himself or just against Halliburton. He was trying to make the process easier for future whistleblowers. And at the time, 98% of the cases were thrown out. It was never favored in the whistleblower, the courts. And since then, since the Menendez case, the tides have been turning. And so at face value, it didn't look like it was worth it, but when you take a step back, look at all the statistics, it was worth it. His fight really paid off. He got a new job with a company that actually values his morals and values. So that concludes my presentation. Thanks.